Hello everybody, welcome to Dakman Productions and welcome to Conahey Rail and also welcome to 2024. So I'm going to kick off 2024 with this video here. I hope everybody had a great holiday and great New Year's celebrations. And so for those who don't know or new to the channel, Conahey Rail is a O-gauge high rail layout, 3-rail, and high rail meaning that everything on this layout is true 1/48 scale dimensions, so it's true to scale. So first thing I want to put out there, I'm a little nervous about announcing this, and you'll see why here in a minute, but I've been working on a secret project. There's only one O-gauge person that I've told about this secret project. So when I was considering leaving G-Scale and getting back into O-gauge again, the very first O-gauge channel that I subscribed to was Ravenhawk 6910, Sterling Callahan. He's been very, very inspirational, to me at least. Great guy, have a lot in common with music and stuff. And one thing I liked about his channel was he does things that some of us are afraid to do. He sometimes makes videos about things that go on in our lives, because let's face it, we come down here to our layouts, show them off, and we're all happy and stuff like that, but life has its ups and downs, and he wasn't afraid to show that. And a lot of stuff that he went through I could actually relate to, so him doing that actually helped me out as well. And I just I got to meet Sterling during my trip down to Tennessee, or actually Georgia. He came from Tennessee, picked me up, and we went to to his place at the I got to see the original Ravenhawk 6910 studios before he moved. He just had some great stuff, great layouts. We shared the same taste in music and stuff, and I could he was a really good guy, so he was really inspirational to me. I sort of suffered a financial strain. I'm not the type of person that puts things out there, but you'll see where this is going. And, as a single income person, when something major happens, it's a huge impact. Whether a big bill comes up or hospital, whatever happens, it's always a huge impact to yourself. I mean, in these days and times, you try to save as much as you can in case something happens. But with the expensive stuff, your savings doesn't last long. I had to end up selling all of my CSX and my Norfolk Southern trains, all my modern day stuff. So I basically had a behind-the-scenes fire sale, which went really well, and I appreciate you guys buying this stuff from me. I sold it all within a month. I could not believe how fast that stuff went. It was all desirable trains, and something that I had to make a choice of, because it's you still got mortgage to pay for, you got your car payment, you got your insurance, so it's either sometimes you have to make a choice. And so to me, selling some stuff off was the only choice I had. So I sold my modern day stuff off and kept my Conrail collection. So for those who remembered, I had CSX locomotives, I had CSX rolling stock, I had Norfolk Southern locomotives, I had Norfolk Southern rolling stock, and this was this would have been the time period that Conrail was split between Norfolk Southern and CSX. So after that fire sale, I knew right then and there that there was no way I would be able to buy all that back again. number one, even trying to find that stuff again would be pretty hard. Number two, if I did find it, it would be astronomically priced because it's all popular stuff. I mean, if you look out there, there's people asking $700 and $800 for a diesel locomotive. If it's a popular piece of rolling stock, you know, like a GATX high cube box car, then you're looking at, you know, somebody trying to sell it for 150 on up. It's just unbelievable how the pricing is on the secondary market. Usually, if you miss out on something, the secondary market is usually cheaper. But it's not in O-gauge. It really isn't. Unless it's something that's not desirable. But most of the time, you're going to pay more for something on the secondary market than if you would have brand new. And that's all because, you know, everything's BTO or built to order now. So it was sort of depressing a little bit later, you know, because I like the modern day stuff just as much as I like the Conrail stuff. I like, when I go out there and I go places, I do stop off and I watch the trains. I like, what I see today is something I would like to have. And there's been times where I would watch a train go by, as insane as this sounds, I would watch a train go by, I'm like, yep, I want that, I want this, I want this, I want that one, I want this one, I want that one. And I'll just pick them out in my head of the ones that I wanted, you know, and how neat it would be have, you know, on a layout. So when Sterling Ravenhawk decided to move into another house, he started into HO. He sold some of his O-gauge stuff off. He did not get out of O-gauge completely, but he dived into HO and started building his layout. And again, Sterling, being inspirational as he is, you know, it kicked me off to thinking, hey, you know, that might be a cheaper alternative, but I'm not sure. So I started asking him questions. And he was really, really helpful. And, you know, so I told him what I was looking for, what I wanted to do. And he made suggestions of the manufacturers and stuff, and led me in the perfect way that I wanted to go. I mean, it's like, he knew exactly what I wanted. And, and I appreciate his help. So let me just spill it out there. After, you know, having that fire sale, recuperating, being a little depressed about what happened, you know, things happen in life. So all these things happened to me in 2022, and but I was able to bounce back up again in 2023. Knowing what I knew about the O-gauge and how expensive it was, I pretty much gave up on the thoughts of trying to get the modern stuff back again, at least in O-gauge. So, with the inspiration from Sterling Ravenhawk, I decided to create a new project. So I decided for modern day era trains, I was going to jump into HO. And the reason I was hesitant to making this video, because you know how it is. You know, as soon as you make that announcement, you know, people will be on the internet, on their phone, texting, calling, hey, Dakman's getting out of O-gauge. And let me tell you something. The answer to that is no, no, no. I'm not getting out of O-gauge. So the purpose of this, I'm going to have both O and HO. So Conahey Rail, my O-gauge layout, will all be Conrail era. Conrail, Penn Central, a little bit of New York Central in the mix. Anything that, you know, that I see that I like for that era of trains, you know, I'm going to still continue with it. And O-gauge will be my number one priority. So it's still going to take precedence over HO. So I have run into a handful of people who are also dual gauge. In other words, they have O gauge and HO. So I'm still focused on Conrail O gauge. So welcome to Conahey Southern, the CSX subdivision. So I decided to start HO as a secret project in 2023 with the help of Sterling Callahan over Ravenhawk 6910 YouTube channel. I was just missing that modern day era. And so this layout here we're looking at is 4x8. I'm going to add another 4x8 section to it going this way. I wanted to have most of it finished before I even started this video, because I didn't want people thinking that, my focus was going to be taken away from O gauge to work on HO, which, as you see, did not. But now it makes a lot more sense why I was including a lot of HO from train shows into my videos, because I'm doing O gauge and HO. However, if I'm short on time, or if my time constraints, isn't there for me, I will focus on O gauge first and foremost. And if I had the time, then I will include HO. HO just made a lot more sense. The availability is a lot more bigger. There's a lot more different models. There's a lot more out there. And seems to be a lot less insane people asking insane prices. Let's take a look and see what we got. Okay, so welcome to Conahey Southern, the CSX subdivision. And this is 4x8 currently. And again, we'll be adding a section back here going the opposite way. This is in my spare bedroom, so it's only could be so big. So I learned a lot from O gauge and made a lot of mistakes. And so when I planned this HO layout, I knew what I needed to do first. So I went online and looked at actual track plans, and then found one that I pretty much liked but made modifications to it. I think there was even after I made modifications and a program called AnyRail for design, I still, once it was physically down, I think I made 3 minor changes to it. But basically, what I have here so far is, I'll just show you guys. So we have the refrigerated warehouse. That is a Walther's kit. So I built that. I think that was one of my first buildings. So that's one facility that gets delivered to. Behind that, there's a propane facility that I delivered to as well. That was all Walther's. Then you have the CSX yard office, the post office, then the fire station. The one thing I did want to include was a mill. So I do have the ADM grain facility to deliver to as well. And then a grain elevator with a warehouse that has sacks of feed and stuff that gets loaded into box cars. So I tried to make it as simple as I could for 4x8. And then you have, I got the telephone poles and I'm still in the works on this. But I wanted to have a lot of it done before I even showed it off. And I still have to make the road grade yet, because I'm not sure what I want to do here to add when I add this another section on. So I'm not sure what I'm doing here yet. So a lot of those shorts that I was making are from this railroad, the Conahey Southern. So there's the backdrop. I really like these backdrops. Came from eBay, and they were highly recommended, and I really like them. For those who are wondering, yes, I'm using Bachman Easy Track. I just do not want to be cutting and bending track again like I did with my original O gauge layout. I just wanted to have something to put up and run trains on. I have to say, stepping in the HO was a whole different another world to learn. I mean, when you're O gauge and you're using Lionel control legacy controls, and then you step into HO with DCC. Oh my, yeah, that was a whole nother challenge to learn stuff. But I just told myself it's no different than learning a different language, actually. So you're just basically learning a different language of trains, with DCC and CV codes and how to MU trains together. Because in the world of O gauge with Lionel, when you put two power locomotives together, Lionel calls out a train, which in reality, it's actually you MU the two locomotives together. So in the world of HO, that's what you do. You MU the two locomotives together. So that's what was nice about HO. They use a lot of real railroad terminology that I was familiar with, so it helped me out a little bit. So the one thing I really wanted was lighting in my buildings. So all my buildings have LED lights in them. The ADM, the plastic is a little bit light, so the lights shine through the building a little bit, but you learn as you go. Um, I'll probably pull that back up again and cut out the foil or something to put on the inside to keep the light from shining through the light plastic building. But since we're already here, we might as well go ahead and start. Show you a train. So as you can see, I was pretty busy uh, over the course of 2023, and once again, everything you're seeing is all modern day with the correct yellow safety striping tape and locomotives that are still in service today. The CSX diesels, it's basically stuff you would see today. Like I said, I was a little worried about making this video because I was afraid that I would actually lose subscribers over it. Dakman is doing HO2. Well, one of them kind of deals. But I'm going to do what makes me happy and what I can afford. I would recommend that to any YouTube channel. Um, Make sure you do what makes you happy. And don't worry about whether you lose or gain subscribers. It's about what makes you happy in the end. Now I know when I go to train shows in 2024 or during 2024, I'm going to get my stones busted by the O-gauge people, but that's okay. You know, it's all in fun, you know. I'm good with that. And speaking of O-gauge, welcome to Conahey Central, which is my Lionel MPC era layout, and that is all semi-scale. For those of you who don't think that I like traditional, well, I grew up on this stuff. I grew up during the MPC era. I have my Lionel MPC layout, which is here. I don't show it off as often as Conahey rail, high rail layout. This layout here is 4 foot wide by 12 foot long. And it's just enough for me to run my MPC era stuff on. You know, for those memories from when I was a kid, I still have most of my MPC era stuff from when I was a kid. So yeah, I've showed this layout off before, a couple of different videos. It's all old school Lionel tubular track. 90% accessories and trains on here or MPC era. There are things on here that are newer to MPC era. Once again, my traditional trains. Yep, I still have this layout. Still have my trains from when I was a kid. And I wanted to do something different. I don't know if anybody else has done it, but I haven't seen one yet. But an elevated figure 8 loop. Because you see figure 8s on, you know, level on the ground. But I don't know if anybody's ever done one elevated or would be crazy enough to do one like I did. And then you have, like I said, accessories. You know, these are not post-war accessories. Those are MPC ones. Some of the MPC accessories sort of, you know, aren't that great as the post-war version. So you do have to be careful out there. Unfortunately, a couple MPC era accessories were cheapened up. But anyway, that's an MPC era version of the post-war. So again, some cool pieces. MPC diesel horn. Stuff that you thought was cool as a kid is kind of annoying now, but yeah, it is what it is. Those are Lionel MPC era kits, the Watchtower, the Lumberyard, and the Barrel Shanty. So I have 3 layouts now. Conahey rail, high rail layout, all true 1/48 scale. Conrail era trains. Then you have Conahey Central, my MPC era layout. Mix and match the stuff because that's what I did when I was a kid. I just picked out stuff that was colorful and I liked. And then you have Conahey Southern HO, which is all modern today CSX railroad trains. So I hope I didn't disappoint any viewers out there. But obviously I kept, you know, my O-gauge Conrail, my O-gauge semi-scale, and starting HO. I hope you continue to like, subscribe, and enjoy my videos. In the future, like I said, when I go to train shows, my first and foremost focus will be on O-gauge. Then if I have enough time, I'll include HO. And then if I have enough time, I'll get into the other scales, such as, you know, trying to shoot videos of S and standard gauge and scale, because I have had requests, you know, from viewers when I go to these shows, but I'm only one person. I can only do so much in a certain amount of time. Unless somebody wants to, you know, donate some money for a hotel room stay at, you know, these shows, which is kind of expensive. But hey, If you want to donate, right around 150 bucks for a hotel for me to stay somewhere, I'll be more than happy to shoot everything there. I mean, I come close to doing that at some shows, but impossible at other shows. And since everybody knows me as primarily as an O-Gauge channel, that's what I'm going to focus on. But if you do decide you want to donate to Dakman Productions, there is a donations tab on the Dakman Productions YouTube channel. At any rate, so this is my update for 2024, kicking off the 2024 season. Hope to see you guys at the train shows. Thank you for subscribing and being supportive on my channel. Can't believe it's going to be 15 years in 2025 on YouTube. It's just crazy insane. It's been a long journey on YouTube, going from G scale into O-Gauge, and now sticking with O-Gauge, but also diving a little bit into HO. So I hope you guys enjoyed the update video. Looking forward to seeing everybody again in 2024, going to the shows and just working on my layouts and showing you guys my updates and stuff. So I'll catch you guys trackside. We'll see you later. Goodbye.